Hi guys, I'm back today with a video that is all about a palette that I was very much on the fence about, and I'm going to give you two reasons why after I tell you what it is, and that is the Natasha Denona. I don't know if she's calling it the Triochrome or Triochrome. I'm going to say Triochrome because I see the word trio. This is her new Triochrome palette, and it is very pretty. As you can see, it's got like the Triochrome shift to it. I'm just going to call it a Multichrome because that's really what it is. She is definitely not the first to do this. Lots of different brands have done it. Mostly I've seen indie brands do it, and now it seems like some of the bigger brands like Pat McGrath and Natasha Denona are picking up on that trend, which I've always been a really big fan of because it's like you're getting a more complex look with less work, and I am for that 100%. Plus, who doesn't like to have shifty eyes? Some people don't, and that's totally okay, but for me, I am all for that. So I'm actually wearing the palette on my eyes today, doing a little shifty shift here for you, and here are my qualms. Number one, the price of this palette is $129. So let me just show you guys. This is what the inside looks like. We're back again to the format of her larger shades, her original big pans that she had like in her, I think it's 28 pans, like the big 28 pan palettes, and then the gold palette, the sunset palette, that's all the same size as this right here. My other qualm would be, outside of these three Triochromes, Multichromes, there are only matte shades in this palette. So you are paying $129 for a bunch of matte shades for the most part. And that is irksome to me because mattes, you can find some really nice matte formulations in a lot of brands that are a lot more affordable than this. However, I will do some swatches of these for you guys. I did these two looks so you can check those out. I am going to, when I'm doing swatches of these, I'm going to add a couple swatches of some multichromes from different brands that are, in my mind, maybe worth checking into instead of this if you don't want to splurge on this palette. And then at the end, I'll give you guys my final thoughts on the palette itself and whether or not it is worth it and anything else I can think of to put into that part. Also, I just want to let you guys know that the results of my ultrasound and everything... Look at this. What is this? What do I have in my hair? What is this? It's a fuzzy, all is well. The results of my test ended up being really good, so I'm really happy to hear that. However, there is no explanation, probably other than stress. I think everybody's at their max right now with the election, coronavirus, everything that's going on in the world, and so I just apologize. I've not been around as much because I am... That's how I feel all the time. I literally have been having chest pains. I'm all like really anxious, getting dizzy and woozy, and constantly not feeling well because I'm so stressed about everything going on. My heart is invested. I want everything to be good for everybody. And it's just really hard when I see everyone tearing each other apart. It like physically makes me ill. So there's just a lot of sad stuff going on. There's a lot of hate. There's a lot of turmoil and a lot of things that are left undecided and up in the air, and I really hope that things get worked out soon because I can't take anymore. I can't take anymore. I apologize, I have not been uploading nearly as much as I would like to. There's just been times recently where I've gotten up and I'm just like, I am overcome. So I'm sorry. I wish I were stronger than that. I wish I were like better than that. I'm just not. But beyond that, I finally got up today, and actually as soon as I started playing with everything, I feel a lot better now. So I should have done that. Why haven't I done that? So in any case, here are swatches. I am going to try and pull a few brands up and put them next to the ones that are the multi-chrome. So maybe what I'll do is I'll swatch the palette completely, and then I will go back and I'll re-swatch the multi-chromes, the Triochromes, and I'll put a couple of colors from different brands that I think are similar to it. That way you guys can see maybe some, possibly maybe even better multichromes from other brands that are more affordable. Okay, starting with the top row, the first shade is called Scarab. And this is kind of like a green tone gray shade. The next shade is called Androdite. And it's kind of a pistachio white shade. So a very light green shade, more or less. But I'm thinking pistachio when I'm looking at it. Scarab. This is, of course, one of the Triochromes. When I'm looking at it from the side, it's kind of like a tealish blue-green. When you are seeing it, it mostly looks green and gold. I don't know if that's actually helping. Hopefully it is. The next shade is Ion. And this is kind of like a chartreuse green, kind of like a light lime that's slightly yellowish as well. So sorry, chartreuse, really. The last shade in this row is called Vert. And this is a green toned mustard shade. In the second row, the first shade is called Naga, or Naga, I'm not sure which. And this is a really lovely light purple, kind of pastelish. The next shade is Manganese. This is a lovely purple that almost seems to have a little bit of red to it. The next shade is Kinetic. This is one of the Triochromes. And I'm seeing like a grayish, brownish to purple. And in the monitor, you're just seeing mostly purple. This does also seem to get a little bit blue depending on how you turn it. I'm going to try and pull up my mirror. Oh, you can kind of see the blue shift in the mirror. Not the best. Not the worst. It is Redox. Redox. I don't know, I'm sorry. This is a gray toned purple shade. Oh, it's called Tungsten. And this is a pink toned purple. Some of these shades are giving me vibes of a couple different things. Number one, when I'm looking at this is giving me a little bit of the vibes of the She's and Parties palette from Melt. Then the last shade in here is really giving me vibes of the color that was in the Bloodlust palette from Jeffree Star. Some Melt colors right here. Definitely say we're not seeing a lot of new shades. First shade of the last row is Vertex. And this is kind of like a very light yellow-toned pink shade. Next shade is Plutonium. Next shade is Color Flip. Ooh. And that is one of the Triochromes. Now, when you're looking at it, you're seeing like a very maroon to slightly green kind of shade. When I'm looking at it, I'm just seeing like a very bright green. Hopefully you guys are able to see it with the mirror. Gorgeous color. The next shade is Garmon. And this is a really pretty kind of red tone pink shade. The last shade in the palette is Diatonic. And this is the perfect kind of salmon shade. This is the whole palette. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple swatches of the Triochromes against a couple of Multichromes that I have. I'm not doing all of them because I have a crap ton of Multichromes, but just a few that I kind of already had sitting out in the vicinity of my life. Start with the color Scarab and just do a couple swatches from a couple different brands. They're not necessarily going to be the exact same color, but they're going to be in that same realm, just so you can kind of see performance-wise where the Natasha Denona actually sits. Scarab from Natasha Denona. And that was one swipe. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more. Boom. Here's Entrancing from Mba Cosmetics. Okay, that's way different. Ooh. And that is the joy of Multichromes. It looked different in the pan. Spellbinding. Oh, that's definitely not it either. Okay, none of these are the same. I'm looking at them. This one is extremely blue. This one's got bluish purple. And then when you turn it, they definitely have a little bit more oomph to them as well. So hopefully that helps a little bit. This is Chameleon from their Shapeshift stack. And from when I'm looking at it, the color looks like a mix between these two, actually. It's very blue-purple, even though it looks green when you look at it head-on. In fact, what you guys are seeing is very green as well. Texture-wise, this was the easiest. Honestly, the Natasha Denona was the easiest to use. However, the Mba Cosmetics are both in pigment form, but I just pressed them. And then the Melt one is kind of like a strange, slightly waxy feel. I don't like that one at all, actually. And then this is the shade Nefarious. From Mba Cosmetics. So, as you can see, it's actually, in my opinion, more shifty than every one of those up there. Like, let's just get this really in some good light. Look how beautiful that is. But you can see that they are all very pretty in different ways. Okay, the next shade from Natasha Denona was Kinetic. It's kind of a gray, purple, gold shade almost. You're just seeing only purple, but there is more to it than what you see. Thought it was closer in the pan. This is Fantastical from Mba Cosmetics. Woo! Totally different. Holy cow. It looks more, more purple in the mirror, or it looks more purple in the monitor, but when I'm looking at it, it's like a red, orange, gold, vibrant to purple. It is stunning, and all you're seeing is purple. That is crazy to me. There's the mirror. Dang. Oh, you guys, I'm going to take pictures and put this on my Instagram as well, because it also goes green, too. Holy crap, that color is fantastical indeed. Shade Mystical from Mba Cosmetics. It looks purple to me, but I bet you're going to see it. Yeah, you're seeing a blue to green purple, and that is why multi-chromes are fun. There are others that are, you know, in that range that I could swatch for you guys too. Maybe you guys are interested. I'll do a video dedicated to my Mba Cosmetics ones because I got a ton of them to swatch. I've got the shade Mimic from the Shapeshift stack from Melt. I would say in terms of what I'm seeing from the side, it looks the most like the Natasha Denona shade. In the pan, it doesn't look quite, well, I guess it does kind of look the same. You guys, that might be a pretty decent dupe in real life, although in the camera it doesn't look quite the same. But from the side, it looks the exact same. Also going to do the shade Haunted from Mba Cosmetics beside these. Definitely a really different type of ethereal look. In fact, when you're seeing it in the monitor, you're seeing like that green to purple, and when I'm seeing it, I'm seeing a very bright purple to pink kind of shade. See if I can't get some of that. Doesn't really look like I'm getting it, but it is gorgeous. It looks a little bit like Kinetic and Natasha Denona's palette, at least in the pan. So I'll have pictures again on my Instagram. Natasha Denona's palette with the Triochromes is Color Flip. And right now I'm seeing fully green, and you guys are seeing like a reddish magenta shade. On Eye Cosmetics, this is Magical. Very similar, but definitely more vibrant. You guys can see it. When you're seeing it, you're seeing a really red to maroon. When I'm seeing it, I'm seeing very, very green. Substantially better in performance, in my opinion. This is the shade Alluring from Mba. I can't wait to see what it looks like in the monitor. See, now that looks more orange to yellow to green, and I'm just seeing bright green. They all three look the exact same. Like that, kind of. Well, they look different in the mirror now. From the side, where I'm looking at them, they all look green. Color Shapeshift from the Shapeshift stack from Melt. Ooh, that looks totally different right there. That's funny. Okay. In the pan, it looked... in the pan and on the finger, it looked more like it would fit in with that. But swatched out, that's really cool on the arm, actually. Mba Cosmetics, and this is called Bad Attitude. Again, it looks the same on the arm from the side to me, but in the monitor, you're seeing it definitely looks different. That was one swatch, too. I really like Mba Cosmetics, and the prices are really good. Interesting these are, so I'll try and take the, mirror and go down a little bit. Hopefully that was of some type of help to you guys. Sorry, that's like wah 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 wah. But I will have pictures on my Instagram that hopefully will better show these off. have my mascara on, and I have some final thoughts for you guys. I have swatched all of these, compared with some other multi-chromes. I actually meant to pull out my Divina. I never say it right. I meant to pull out my Divina ones, but I didn't get a chance to. I didn't think about it. Now they're in the living room, and I'm in here, and we've just come too far. But I will say, hands down, performance-wise, at first from videos that I saw of the Natasha Denona palette, I thought they were going to be really, really subtle. And on the eye, they kind of are subtle, but I almost feel like a lot of these, using like a glitter glue, or if you're wetting each of the colors, they're gonna look kind of more subtle. So that's just my thoughts on it. Personally, I think that the Natasha Denona Triochromes did really, really well. I really liked them. I liked the texture. They were very smooth. And the mattes were really good too. They worked really well. I have no problems with it. There was a little bit of kick up, so that was, you know, I don't care. I get a lot of kick up in everything I do because I'm kind of a hot mess. Or a not hot mess. But as far as the shades in here go, I think some of the lightest shades will be far too light for people with deeper skin. So personally, that is something I'm not crazy about. I think even the deepest tones in here won't be deep enough for deep toned skin. If you're one of the people out there with beautiful deep toned skin, this may not be a good purchase for you, just because I don't think it's going to have enough variation for your skin type. Medium, you'll probably be okay, so, you know, maybe it's worth picking up in that case. But my overall thoughts are, it's beautiful, but she should have put this in the $65 format, because $129 is way too much. I personally don't feel like it's a fair price for what you're getting. It's a beautiful palette. Everything worked really well. The packaging is really cool. Like, the shiftiness of it is really cute. But most of these are matte shades. And I can go get some really decent matte shades in a palette for $1, $2, $4, even $5 a piece, and still pay less than what I'm paying in here per shade. Let's see here. There are, how many shades? Alexa, what's 129 divided by 15?
129 divided by 15 is 8.6.
So you're paying about $8.60 per shade in here, which isn't terrible, but when you're looking at matte shades, when you can go to ColourPop and get them for like $2 a piece, and they are really good too, I don't think that's as much of a value. Now, you're paying a lot for the packaging and Natasha Denona's name on everything. As far as the trio and multi-chromes go, sometimes you will definitely pay more. Like with Mba Cosmetics, depending on what size you get for it, you can pay up to like $20. But they usually have a sale going 30% off, and they have down to sample sizes, and that's fine. I mean, most of us are never ever going to go through this size of an eyeshadow in our lives, because if you're like me and you happen to like eyeshadow palettes, you probably have more than you need at any given moment for eyeshadows. And then when it comes to the ones, are not even, I don't think they're in production anymore. I don't even think they have them on their site. So really, I shouldn't have compared them. I'm sorry. That was kind of mean. Like, who does that? Then I also did the Mba Cosmetics, which I just did a video on like maybe a couple days ago. Check that out. You can see full swatches of everything. Their prices are affordable. They are anywhere from like $5 up to, I think, like $16 or $17 if you decide to get the pressed version. But you can get the loose and save yourself some money, and their products are beautiful. It's all about formulation and what's going to work best for you. The Natasha Denona was extremely smooth to use. Like, it was very nice. When I use the Mba, they're really good too. They're a little bit more on the dry side. Maybe if you have more oily lids, that might be a really good win for you. However, I'm dry and I didn't have a single problem with them. I thought they were great. And then Mba Cosmetics, I mean, they're pretty smooth too. They do get a little chunky depending on how you apply them. And it was the same for me with the Divina, because they're kind of chunky and dry. So, it's really a preference as to what you guys like to use on your eyes, your face, who you want to support. Me, I love indie brands. I did pick this up because I kind of wanted to show you guys that there are other options out there that are in the indie market that are comparable to this palette. I thought that would be the case. It is the case, and so that is my final thoughts on it. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe, and ring the bell for future updates. I hope that everyone is staying safe and well, and I will continue to wish the best for everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching.